What can I say? I feel like we were just getting ready and hosting Halloween, and then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and here we are at New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So this voiceover I'm actually doing on New Year's Day, though the video is from New Year's Eve. And I'm sorry I keep doing voiceovers, but I find that I function a lot better when I just am doing what I have to do and I'm not stopping and talking to the camera. I just work a lot better that way. So I'm sorry I keep having to do voiceovers, but it's just what works for right now. So I remember last year, thankfully, to save some of my New Year stuff. At this point, when New Year's Day comes and it goes, I'm ready to like throw out everything, clean the house, have the house nice and neat again. We live a very minimal lifestyle besides around the holidays when we are maximalist. So after New Year's, I'm ready to have everything clean, and I tend to throw away my New Year's stuff, not even thinking about it. But last year I remember save it, save as much as possible, and I did that. So this year I was able to reuse some of our pieces, and I did buy a few new things like that bell and obviously plates and napkins you need new every year. Yeah, I feel like you don't see a lot of New Year's decor in the stores, at least not ones that you could reuse. You can always find like the paper stuff that you throw away or you recycle, the stuff that says the year on it that you don't bring into next year because it doesn't make sense. So I was happy to find a few things that I could keep using every single year. So I'm just setting the table now. I'm sure some other people feel this way, but I felt like my New Year's Eve went really, really quick this year. Every time I looked at the clock, I felt like it jumped a few hours. I would do something, look at the clock, it'd be 3 hours later. I'm like, where did the time go? So by the time it hit like 9 o'clock at night, I was still raring and ready to go. Normally, I feel like I have to take an old lady nap somewhere in between there, but I was up even after midnight. Logan stayed up with me the whole time, and Bella stayed up, but she wandered away at some parts to kind of do her own thing, which is understandable. She's very much into the teenage years. She doesn't always want to be around her mom. Um, and then Chase did at some point take a nap and have to wake up again. But yeah, I felt like it went so quick that I didn't have any time to take a deep breath at all. And we really, like I said previously, we really didn't do anything. We didn't have anybody over. A lot of our friends live farther away, and they cannot like we can't do like a sleepover, an adult sleepover, whatever you want to call it. They cannot sleep over, and so to leave at midnight would just be crazy for them. That disco ball, absolutely love it. I found it at Five Below. It's a ice cooler, for your wine or whatever you want. We don't drink alcohol anymore, so we do the juices. But it held up really well. I washed it. It said to wash it. I washed it and it's still perfect. Nothing wrong with it. I'm happy that we can bring that into next upcoming years. I do plan on getting a storage bin and making a storage bin for New Year's decor. I normally put in my Christmas stuff, but I think I have enough now that like a small storage bin, it's worth buying. There goes all the goodie bags that I put together in the video short. And I did end up finding, by the way, my kids did not like this gum. I thought that they would have loved it. I know I loved it when I was a kid. No, they weren't a big fan of it. But I did end up finding poppers, poppets, whatever you want to call them. I was looking for the longest time for these things. Every store that I went to that had them previous years didn't have them this year. And then I found them at a Target a little bit farther away from me. And so you'll see, I did pick up poppets for everyone. We have not used them yet. Last night it rained, so we did a few outside things, but the poppets were on the list. I'm curious. There was a whole talk on the Nextdoor app. If you guys don't have it, it's a neighborhood app. You could get it for anywhere that you live. I have it for my area. And there was a talk about like what people do on New Year's Eve. And a lot of people said they don't really celebrate it. They just go to bed, wake up the next day, and it's a new year. They don't really do anything. And then a handful of people said they watch movies. And I thought that that was a really cool idea to have kind of like a movie night into the new year. I might take that into next year, but I did think that was a cool idea. Let me know down in the comments though if you want. You don't have to. I know it's kind of frustrating to have to log in to comment every time you want to comment on the video. I normally keep my YouTube logged out. Um, but I want to know what other people do on New Year's Eve. I know the parties and you go to restaurants and stuff like that. I did that before. one year, wasn't a big fan. But I'm kind of curious what other people do on New Year's Eve. And there it goes. I was trying to blow up those balloons so hard. They were so hard to blow up. I got them off of Amazon. Obviously, they were cheap coming off of Amazon. They kept ripping on me. But as of right now, next day, they are still holding up really well. Bella got this drum kit for Christmas, and I probably play it more than Bella at this point. Do I know how to play it? Absolutely not. I do not know, and it's sad because my dad was a drummer. He would be so disappointed. I do not know how to play the drums at all, but I'm learning the basics, okay? I have so much fun with this drum set. That's why it's still currently in my living room and not in Bella's room. Um, I'll just miss it when it goes to her room because I'll probably never see it again. But I'm learning. I'm learning how to play it a little bit at a time. I'm more of a dancer than I am a musician. So anyway, it was fun. It was really fun. I had music playing the whole time I was doing this. I've been listening to a lot of Paul Russell. There goes the Poppets, by the way. I was so happy to find those. I was listening to Paul Russell over and over again, different songs. That was another thing. I had a hard time this year finding the New Year's ball drop on TV. I have a handful of streaming services, and I was willing to start another one, which I was going to cancel once I started it, um, to just see the ball drop, but I could not find it on any of my streaming services. I have Roku, which under that I have Netflix, Amazon Prime, I have stuff like that. I could not find Dick Clark's New Year's ball drop anywhere. It was kind of sad. We did get to see the ball drop, but I liked the music before and the concerts before. I couldn't find anything. I couldn't even find the Nashville one, which is what we watched last year. I couldn't find anything. Let me know again if you like it. You don't have to. Where, if you watched the Dick Clark's New Year's ball drop, where you watched it? Because I was really sad I couldn't watch it. Though we don't drink wine, I do buy these disposable wine cups every single year. I don't think it's worth it to buy the glass ones. I did see them, but I don't think it's worth it to buy just yet. But yeah, they're still fun to drink out of, even if you don't drink alcohol. So I did buy them, and we do have a handful left. They came in a box of 10. We only used 4. We might use another set of 4 tonight for tonight's dinner. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't been looking at the screen too much while I was doing this voiceover, and so I'm not 100% sure what else I showed. I know I put this stuff up on the window, which as long as I keep that really nice, the Happy New Year sign could last. Those frilly gold things never last because they have tape stuck to them to hang on the wall, and so when you rip the tape down, they tend to rip. This confetti I had last year. Ironically, I found confetti that said "Bye 2023, Welcome 2024" on it, so I threw that away. But these don't have any dates on them, so they're worth keeping. We're just making a snack dessert table on my TV stand. I felt like the table was getting too crowded, so I moved it over here. I do have a lot of those disco ornaments. I bought some last year, I bought some this year. Last year I did a New Year's tree. This year I did not do a New Year's tree because our tree is still up for Christmas. Normally that tree is down by now, but everybody really wants the lights to stay up longer, so I let it stay up. I was like, if that's what you want, sure. So our tree's still up, so I didn't do a New Year's tree this year. Or broken New Year's cookies. That was my fault. I broke those New Year's cookies. I knew I wasn't going to make any because I'm just getting off of making a bunch of cookies for Christmas. You will see that a lot in this video. I definitely cut corners because at this point, I'm tired. Just mentally cooking so much over the last few months, I definitely cut corners with New Year's. These little snack cookies. We go to our local Japanese store and we tend to get snacks from there for the New Year's. Just everybody happens to like them. And so these kitty cookies were a definite must. You don't get many, but they are kind of cute and they're good. Everybody here likes them. They're kind of like a plain biscuit in my opinion, but they're still alright. Oh, my stomach growled. I just say I don't know why my stomach's growling. Sorry if you guys heard that. I will try to mute that out. I never know. Can other people hear your stomach growl? Or is that just a you thing? I always wonder about that. And then we picked up these little dessert cake things. These were so small. They were like smaller than a quarter. I would never buy them again. They were good, but I would never buy them again. They were itty bitty. That wrapper is very deceiving. Oh, it's windy outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I feel like my whole house just shook. I'm an end unit, and so we get hit with the wind pretty hard. Here goes our snack thing. That was dinner. I made easy homemade lasagna. And did you guys see? I Googled easy homemade lasagna, and that's the recipe I took. It was actually really good. I'm not usually big into lasagna, but it was good. I heard in Italy it's good luck to have it on New Year's. We're already having something else on New Year's, so I made it New Year's Eve, and it was pretty good. These are Logan's laser guns that he got for Christmas. And so we went outside before a storm. Like we timed it perfect. I don't know how, because that doesn't happen. We went outside and we had a laser gun fight. It was so much fun. They work and they work. I got them from Walmart. They work at a great distance too. They were a lot of fun. See, I'm cutting corners again. I got the fruit that I know everybody likes in my house. Instead of buying a fruit salad, I got exactly what we know we would eat so there would be no waste. And I definitely bought it pre-cut besides the strawberries. And it saved me time. I very much am thankful for that. Sometimes it's okay to cut corners, okay? It definitely is. So I just did mangoes, watermelon, which the watermelon was definitely out of season, obviously, but it was, you could tell it was out of season. It was still edible, but it was out of season. And just a thing of strawberries. And no, I did not cut my strawberries. My kids are teenagers now at this point. They know not to eat the green part. It's actually like a little handle. So I did not cut the stems off of my strawberries. I just mixed it and that's how they had it. I was, at this point, a little frustrated. I remember having a round charcuterie board, and I cannot find it anywhere. And again, we live very minimal. I don't have a lot of stuff around. And the fact that I couldn't find this round board really frustrated me. And so I ended up using that orange one, but I still don't know where that board is at. That prosciutto right there, that $8.80 prosciutto, everybody's been talking about it around me. And I found it at our local Wegmans and I said, we're gonna try it. It was not good. It was not, I mean, I'm sure some people like it, but I like that one came from Spain. I like the ones from Italy a lot better. But yeah, I heard it was like a big thing right now and it's really expensive. It is. So we tried a little thing of it, and I would probably not try it again. But if you like it, more power to you. It wasn't anybody in this house's favorite. My little macaroons. My kids are on a macaroon kick. Okay, so I grabbed some macaroons as a dessert piece. And yes, I did put these desserts on butter dishes. They worked perfect. I was trying to figure out what small dishes I could put these on because it's not a lot, right? And I was like, oh, I have butter di They worked amazing, okay? And nobody picked out that they were the butter dishes. I don't think anybody even realized. At this point, it's getting late. I'm adding ice to the bowl, finally, forgetting that, they need to cool down, so I should have added ice probably earlier, because those drinks were never put in the fridge. But we got to it, and you know what? Nobody cared. Nobody cared if they were a little warm. It was just fine. And that bowl can be very deceiving when it's filled with ice. That thing gets super heavy, but it still held up well. No cracks, nothing. No little pieces of that glass missing. It worked well. All right, that's just me saying bye. I hope everybody has a great 2025.